Are you unable to grow your business? Do you stay awake at night wondering where the next sale is going to come from? Even if you attract people through marketing and lead generation, get them on that negotiation table with you, and you lay out all the amazing things you're going to do for them, and then you hear the dreaded two-letter word, no. The time is not right, we're not a good fit, this is too expensive, blah, 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 blah. No, all of that is going to change in this video. Stay tuned. Hey guys, my name's Yahya, founder and creator of Record Breaker, where I help you shatter past your highest ever revenue record months in the shortest amount of time by unleashing the power of your mind. And in today's video, we're sharing 3 hacks that allow you to sell a lot faster and to a lot more people doing a lot less time. I've worked with a lot of big names and I've sold pretty much everything and anything under the sun. From vehicle tracking technology to high-tech artificial intelligence and robotics to pharmaceuticals to nutraceuticals, cosmeceuticals, and right now my artificial intelligence and robotics companies sell solutions to the banking and healthcare sector, and my high-ticket consulting agency sells to businesses to turn them around, which is what we do in Record Breaker. These hacks are the overlaps between what every great sales and marketing person says. These are not shortcuts, these are not templates, these are not scripts, but instead the fundamentals upon which everything else is built. If you master these 3 things, you will never need a script for the rest of your life. And let's be clear on sales. Everything is sales. When you are speaking to your friends, your family members, a loved one, everyone, you are selling all the time. You are either convincing them of your opinion or you are being convinced by them of their opinion. So make no mistake about it, sales is not sleazy, scammy, it's none of that. It is just having a conversation with a person and explaining to them your point of view, and if they trust you enough, they will consider your point of view. That's all. With that said, let's get on to hack number 1, and that is to focus on the most important thing. There's a saying that says, always remember to keep the most important thing the most important thing. And during a sales call or during a meeting, the most important thing is the person sitting across you. It is not the product you're selling. It is not the arguments you have in mind. It is not your fancy sales pitch. It is the person sitting across you, the prospect, and the problems they're having. So let me tell you a story. One of my clients, Luke, is a relationship coach, and Luke would be getting on these calls with prospects who would want to buy from him, and his calls would typically go longer than 1 hour, and he would be showing them slides and slides of things, and this is the offer stack, and this is the presentation deck, and this, that, and the other. He would be doing everything except looking at the prospect, and the prospects were responding to Luke. They were buying from Luke. They looked up to him as a man who is trustworthy and will guide them as their coach towards an amicable solution in their relationships. And yet here he was pushing the whole slide deck on them. They didn't need that. So we did just that. We removed all the fluff, all the stuff. It was only him. His closing rate went up to about 80%, and his calls went down from 1 hour plus to 25 minutes. We get so wrapped up in our heads about being the perfect person, saying the perfect thing, showing the perfect graph, that we forget to focus on the person sitting in front of us and what they want. A sales call is about 2 people getting together to solve a problem. It's not about you versus them. It's about you and them versus the problem. And because people get so wrapped up in their heads, am I saying the right thing? Have I shown them all the slides? Do I need to show them the testimonials? They forget to see what the eyes of the person in front of them are telling them. And we focus so much on words, right? Words are only 10% of communication. So instead of focusing on all these things, we tend to get wrapped up in our head in appearing and pretending to be someone we're not. And because we're trying to be someone we're not, the person across the table can see that, and they see us as being inauthentic. You can be authentic and make a lot of mistakes and close a sale amazingly well because the person responded to you. And you can be super perfect in everything, be fake as hell, and people aren't going to buy from you. I'm sure if you're trying that, you've experienced that, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So what are you supposed to do? Once you're in a meeting, once you're on a call, forget about the perfect slide, forget about the perfect words, forget about a game plan or an action plan or anything of that nature. Focus 100% on the prospect sitting in front of you. Listen to their every word. Be present. Don't be in your head. Don't be thinking about what if I say this, he's going to ask this, that's going to happen, or what if this reminds me of this other client who said, no, none of that. Focus on the person in front of you. Try your level best to understand their problem. Forget the he might say this or he might say that or what if this. Forget all of that. If need be, take out 5 minutes before every call, ground yourself, do a basic mindfulness exercise, come down and into the present moment, and then enter the call with the sole objective not of selling them your product, but of understanding their problem and empowering them to do something about it. And if you do a good job and you are being yourself, you're going to make the sale. Focus on the value of the result that you're selling and not on the methodology or the vehicle that you're going to use to get to that result. Story time. One of my clients, Bridge, who's an Ayurvedic coach, helps people completely change their metabolism, get rid of diseases, get rid of brain fog, have more energy, so on and so forth. She was stuck at about $2,000 a month and she had the worst clients. People haggling with her for $100 discount here, $200 discount here, wasting her time and just basically sapping all the energy from her. She was focusing on the knowledge she was providing them. She was fixated on the things she was telling them to do instead of what they were going to get by doing the things she was telling them to do. She was not focused on the result. She was instead focused on the tools and the methods and the techniques and the recipes she was giving them. So we shifted Bridge to stop focusing on what she was giving them and start focusing on the end result, which was better health, disease removal, reversing metabolic problems, a beautiful, wonderful life. Now, why does it work? It works because people really don't care about the way they get the result. They only care about the result and the problem you're solving. And the bigger the problem, the more you can charge. My artificial and robotics companies solves major industry-wide problems for the banking industry as a whole. We don't really have to tell them how we do it, what robots do, so on and so forth. What they're interested in is, are you going to help us save this amount of money? Are you going to help us make this amount of money? Are you going to help us save this amount of time? Similarly for you, sit down right now. See what is the end result you're giving to your clients. That's what you're selling. Do you understand the difference, the huge monumental difference between the value proposition? Your entire value proposition should be built around the result, not the modality, not the vehicle. Don't ever dumb it down and don't ever oversimplify it to, well, this is what I'm selling. You're not. You're selling a result. Hack number 3, know your product inside out and be extremely confident in the results. This is what a lot of people get wrong. They're extremely confident on the call, but they're not confident in the results. And the moment you start talking about the product, the moment you start talking about the service and the results, their confidence falters. The person across the table can see that. Boom, the deal goes south. And have a walk away price. This is a concept that I use personally in all my companies. In my AI and robotics company, we solve a huge problem. Sometimes when we're submitting for tenders or sometimes when we're submitting and departments will ask us, all right, what's the cost of technology? What's the cost of this? What's the server cost? What's the size of this, the storage, this, that? We don't get bogged down in that. Our cost or our price is linked to the billions of dollars that we help banks save. So while others were busy cutting costs and marginalizing their products to make them fit into a bucket of a cheap product to afford, we were spending the same time and the same money in making our product even better. And that is what gave us extreme confidence in our product as well as a walk away price. This is a price that we define at which we walk away, meaning no deal. This is the minimum, the floor price. I see so many coaches and consultants making this mistake where they will settle for any price. Once you start settling, you never stop. Make sure you have a walkaway price and have the confidence to stick to it. I do exactly the same thing in Record Breaker. It's a pretty simple product. It's a pretty simple proposition. I help you break your money record, highest ever record in the shortest amount of time. Both things can be measured. Both things have a price and I have a walkaway price. Keeps life simple. Now, why does this work so well? Why will you walking off with no deal work in your favor? Because the person sitting across you on the table will see that you not only have confidence in your product, but you respect yourself and your product enough to not keep settling for something lower and lower. And this will give them a lot of respect for you. And people buy because they know, like, and trust you. And part of that is respecting you. They trust you and they respect you. That, my friends, is what ensures a sale. And believe it or not, I've had people that I've walked away from who've come back to me to work with me. They've worked with someone inferior. They've had a bad time with them, and then they circle back to us to work with us. This is going to serve you in the long run. It is not easy. I hope these 3 points have been helpful. I'm out of here. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.